Medicine Buddha is another one of those early subjects that's popular, along with Shakyamuni Buddha, the deity Achala. Well, we find Medicine Buddha represented in painting, scroll works, murals, and sculpture from an early period. Now, Medicine Buddha does appear to be very strongly Tibetan in terms of art origins that we find in Himalayan art. We really don't find a lot of Pala Indian art. We don't find a lot of Swat and Kashmir art that represents Medicine Buddha. It really does appear to be a 14th, 15th, 16th century phenomena, and then continuing up to the present. Now, Medicine Buddha iconographically is easy to identify generally with painting especially because he has Buddha appearance, he's blue in color, and in his left hand, which rests in his lap, he holds a black begging bowl, and in the right hand, extended across the knee with the palm out, he's actually holding a myrobalan fruit. Is it a fruit? Is it a husk? It's one of those Indian varieties of plant that we really don't have in the West. So there's this kind of fruit or fruiting plant that Medicine Buddha holds, and it can be depicted in many different ways by the Himalayan and Tibetan artists, which tends to lead us to believe that they were not always sure how the plant or the fruit or the pod was intended to be depicted and what it actually looked like in real life. So, but really the most important thing is Medicine Buddha is blue in color, has a Buddha appearance, and the right hand holds this kind of fruit or fruit pod or plant or almost in some cases a flower, depending on the art. So with sculpture, that's what we look for. We look for the right hand and whether or not it's holding something, and then that will determine if it's Medicine Buddha as opposed to some other Buddha form. Now, Medicine Buddha is very popular in a lot of different regions of the Himalayas, and one region in particular is the Mustang Valley of western Nepal. In the Mustang Valley, starting at the temple of Jomsum, then we have a series of temples and monastery complexes all the way up to the Tibetan highland, to the Tibetan plateau. And each of these towns, each of these temple complexes, they actually have Medicine Buddha as the main form, the main deity, the main iconographic program. So this is we can find this in other parts of the Western Himalayas as well. So we can say that Medicine Buddha was popular early on in the Western Himalayas, but it also became very popular throughout the Tibetan regions and throughout the Himalayas, generally after the 13th, 14th century. Now, so we have this blue figure, we have this fruit or fruit pod in the right hand. Now, in terms of painting, the next most important really sign that one needs to look for is a single composition with 51 or 53 deities. There is a Medicine Buddha mandala believed to have been brought to Tibet by Shantarakshita, and that's really when the Tibetan lineage begins, is with this human figure up to the present. So there's a strong Tibetan historical component. Now, the single painted composition generally has this large retinue of figures, 51 or 53 deities, 16 bodhisattvas, 10 worldly deities, 12 yaksha kings. There's just a number of different groupings of figures that make up this mandala of Medicine Buddha. So in a single painted composition, one can look for this number of figures along with what are called the Medicine Buddha brothers, which include Shakyamuni Buddha. So there's actually 8 Medicine Buddha brothers, which include Shakyamuni Buddha, but then include Medicine Buddha himself, and then 6 others. So in painted compositions, we're looking for this group of 8 Buddhas, often with Prajnaparamita, the female personification of wisdom, also added. We're looking at this group of figures in a single composition to identify Medicine Buddha even further.